She was drenched, hair sticking to her cheeks, small hands trembling around a folded piece of paper. "Mommy drove away and told me to find you," she said. Rainwater dripped from her sleeves onto my floor. The paper she held was wrinkled, smeared, and stamped. Temporary guardianship. For a moment, I didn't breathe. My sister, Elena, was not the kind to vanish. She planned everything, down to the minute. A text before leaving, a call when she arrived. Silence wasn't in her nature. But the silence that followed her daughter's words, it didn't feel accidental, it felt engineered. I wrapped a blanket around my niece, made her cocoa, pretended my hands weren't shaking. She fell asleep on the couch. I dialed Elena. Voicemail. Again. Again. 2 hours later, the police called back. "Mr. Hale," the officer said, voice thin through static. "We found your sister's car near Black Ridge Bridge. Engine running. Door open. She's not inside." My eyes drifted to the guardianship form again. Signed, dated, notarized, 2 days ago. Elena had always trusted me. Or maybe that was just what I wanted to believe. Her husband, Ryan, called the next morning. His tone was composed, almost too much so. "She's done this before," he said. "She gets emotional. She'll be back." I said nothing. The sound of his calm scraped something raw in me. Later that night, while my niece slept, I went through the guardianship papers again. There was a second page, one that hadn't been stapled. A handwritten note. "If anything happens to me, keep her safe. Don't trust Ryan." The words didn't feel panicked. They felt final, prepared. I remembered their last argument, the way Ryan's jaw clenched when she mentioned her new job, the way he left the room before she finished speaking. I told myself not to jump to conclusions, but deep down, something already knew. The police found nothing at the bridge. No blood, no signs of a struggle, just her phone on the passenger seat. I asked for her call logs. They said it wasn't my place, so I went around them. Her cloud account, still synced to her laptop at my house. One number repeated. An unlisted one. Over 100 calls in the last month, none to Ryan. The messages were gone, but fragments remained in her drafts. "I can't keep lying for you. He's getting suspicious. If this goes wrong, promise me she won't find out." I didn't know who he was, or what she'd been lying about. But Ryan's calmness now made perfect sense. He wasn't worried. He was waiting. So I waited too. I smiled when he visited, pretended to believe every word. Let him hold his stepdaughter's hand, stroke her hair. I studied his eyes, how they never looked at her the way a father should. When he left, I followed him. His car led me to an industrial building on the outskirts of town. No signs, just a locked gate and a rusted door. He used a key. Inside, through a cracked window, I saw filing cabinets, computers, a wall of photographs. Alana in some of them. Others, women I didn't know. Every one of them holding something with the same logo printed across it. Black Ridge Behavioral Institute. I'd thought Ryan worked in finance. He didn't. The next morning, I broke in. Inside one folder, labeled EC, Case Terminated, were medical reports, signatures, and treatment notes. Elena's name scrawled beside words like experimental therapy, neuroevaluation, sedative protocol. He hadn't been her husband. He'd been her handler. She wasn't sick. She'd been part of a program. And when she tried to expose it, he erased her. When Ryan showed up at my door that evening, I was ready. I handed him the folder. He froze. "You left it unlocked," I said quietly. "Or maybe you wanted me to find it." His face changed, something cold and dead behind his eyes. He stepped closer. "You have no idea what she was involved in." "Maybe not," I said, "but I know what you were." He didn't speak again. He just left. The next week, every file from his storage unit appeared online, posted anonymously to news outlets, legal forums, and the police. The institute shut down within days. Arrest warrants followed. Ryan's photo was everywhere. So was Elena's. A missing headline beneath her name. They never found her body, but they found traces. Her blood in the trunk of his car, her fingerprints on a storage locker. I didn't attend the hearings. I didn't need to. When his sentencing aired, I muted the sound and watched his face as they read the charges. He didn't cry. He just looked straight ahead, like a man who thought he'd never be caught. My niece sleeps peacefully now. She doesn't ask for her mother anymore. She just paints. Rainbows, houses, bridges. Sometimes she draws her mother standing beside me, smiling. I let her believe that. At night, when the house is quiet, I sit by the window and read Elena's note again. Don't trust Ryan. I didn't. And because of that, she was finally heard. I burned the guardianship papers last week. The signature turned to ash, floating toward the ceiling. Family ties can be forged in blood, or cut by it. And some promises are meant to outlive the people who made them.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.